Week 3 is in the books. Week 3 is in the books. Let's talk some football. Sorry for the delay. Had a holiday. We're back in this bitch, ready to talk about some fantasy. And the big matchup I was excited for was Vinny Figs versus Team Straight Knockout, because Team Straight Knockout, my last place team. Vinny Figs, my first place team. Straight Knockout, done chained right off the bat. So I was nervous, but I trusted myself, and I came through. Team Straight Knockout, 86 points, just an absolute disastrous performance. I mean, if his boys were feeling motivated to prove me wrong, they didn't show it. Who performed well? No one. Absolutely nobody. Some decent performances, no good performances, and Derrick Henry did not want to hold on to the football. So Team Straight Knockout is looking like my prediction will be right, although I'm sure he's motivated still to prove me wrong somehow. Team Vinny Figs is proving me right, 3-0. The team I put first overall. I'm feeling a lot of pride with that choice. JT goes for 39 points. AJ Brown finally has his breakout game. And, you know, this is all with a couple banged up guys still performing. Mainly, you see your tight end, Tucker Kraft, losing a battle that he will win most weeks. Vinny Figs, I'll see you in the finals. And that's that matchup. Okay. I will say, though, my other team that I was low on, Team Living La Vida Yoda, does get their first win. Still low on the team, but Kenneth Walker performing well helped. Nico Collins having his best game of the season certainly helped. And then Cam Scadaboo may be the guy that makes me feel foolish at the end of the day. He also has Hampton, who now is going to be a stud with Najee out for the year. And it was just an overall great week for Team Living La Vida Yoda. This is why you don't done chain too early. I'm obviously going to stick with it. Of course, I never give up. But it's a much better team than we saw before. Nick Chubb can now see the bench if you would like. And your flex spots also helped a ton. So you got to be amped there. Team the Chairman falling to 0-3. A bit of a surprise here, especially after a pretty solid week. I mean, Gibbs has his big week. It's unfortunate that Brian Thomas has been a complete disappointment. Ladd McConkey has been a disappointment. But the rest of the team, I mean, it should have enough firepower to win some games. I expect games will be won. 0-3 is tough to come back from, but it's definitely possible, certainly. So I'm not going to be even looking at the done chain just yet with you. El Grenas takes a loss to go to 1-2. My concern with El Grenas was the RB2 spot, and Monty would have been the start here instead of Stevenson, but unfortunately Stevenson was the start, and he did not perform well at all. J.K. Dobbins is looking like a very solid RB2, so I wonder if in the flex you go with a guy like Monty, or you look at a wide receiver like Egbuka. You have options, so El Grenas isn't panic button time yet, but this is a winnable game. If you made the right start, and Monty would have given you a 20-point win. I mean, can I blame you? I don't know. Monty was actually projected higher, so maybe I can. Dustin the Win goes to 3-0, a team I was kind of on the middle ground for coming into the season. Got a little bit of a lucky win here. 114 loses to a lot of teams, but you get away with a bad Warren and Zay Flowers performance. Another mid-game for Justin Jefferson because of the game script and / quarterback play all season. And ultimately, just like not the most thrilling week. It's just James Cook. He's that dude. So Dustin the Win at 3-0. I don't know who's going to stop him because, you know, the questions coming in with quarterback, tight end are both answered. Baker's performing as you'd expect, as you'd hope, I should say. And Warren, despite an off week, still good. So this is one of those teams that is certainly going to compete. No doubt about it. Speaking of competing, we had a battle of the 0-2s. And for El Professor, luckily, he gets his first win. El Professor, a team that I was fairly high on coming to the season, having a bad start from his running back, especially Ashton Genty, which makes you a little bit nervous. Also, CeeDee Lamb gets hurt. He gets 0 points for CeeDee. So who came to the rescue? It was Ricky Pearsall with 22 points. Saves the day. 114, despite having those kind of off performances. Kind of impressive. You needed a game like Ricky Pearsall had, and it keeps you alive. But with CeeDee out for a few weeks, I'm certainly nervous about this team. And Team Chef Cesario, another team that I thought was pretty solid coming in, but Chase Brown has been a huge disappointment, and it cost you another game here. Tet also, and Jamar Chase, and DK Metcalf, really everybody that you'd expect a big performance from or hope when you draft them didn't come through for you. You really had no good performances. I don't want to be overly hard on your team outside of Drake May. So I don't know what to say about Team Chef Cesario. In a lot of trouble, but they're star power, so you just need them to start acting like the names they had coming to the season. That's a team I'm certainly concerned about. We're going to have to see next week if that concern could be modified. Limited? I don't know. English is so hard. All right, Team the Banditos. So my second favorite team is also 3-0. So my top two teams are both 3-0, and that's why I get paid the big bucks. to do this. Banditos, 195 points. Absolutely remarkable performance. CMC, Jalen Hurts, Amon St. Brown, JSN, Garrett Wilson. Stop me when someone doesn't go crazy. Jordan Mason. This team stacked. The Jordan Mason addition, now that Aaron Jones is hurt, is massive. The fact that you have Jalen Warren on your bench, Tebow Samuel on your bench with McLaurin going to be out. I mean, you are stacked. Do you take advantage of the moment and do a 2-for-1 to get another star? Or do you just say, hey, my team's the GOAT team anyway, and roll with that? I don't know. Either way, you're in great shape. So congrats to you on your life. Electric, on the flip side, gets his first loss, so did not go to 3-0. But with 120, would have been a lot of teams, and I'm certainly not panicking just yet. Saquon off performance is annoying, but if you're going to have an off performance, it's kind of good in a week where you were going to lose by 80 anyway. So I have nothing to say about this team other than Drake London, question mark. That's the only question mark. The rest of the team is still super strong. These two teams most likely will meet in the playoffs. We most likely will look back on this week as remember when Team Banditos absolutely took it to Electric? Is that going to happen again? We shall see. But the last thing we have to review is there was a trade, and I just remembered before we wrap it up. Let's talk about it. And here it is. El Grenas gets Justin Jefferson for J.K. Dobbins and Ekbuka. That looks to me like a fair trade, although I'd rather be getting Justin Jefferson. I think Ekbuka with Mike Evans hurt now really makes this trade even. If it wasn't the case, I'd say Ekbuka a little risky, even though the upside's there. But if you need depth, even though it's a 10-team league, obviously JK and Ekbuka both startable guys. If you have the depth, which I think El Grenas does have, let me relook at El Grenas' team. Having a guy, yeah, you know what? I was just talking about J.K. Dobbins actually in the flex. That was before this week. Now you really lean on Monty. It makes me a little nervous, just a little bit nervous. But giving your wide receiver group isn't stellar, it makes sense. But the team that kind of could use a running back. So giving up J.K. Dobbins is a lot. I'm going to say it's an even trade. I'm going to say it's a dead even trade. But my guess for El Grenas, I don't want to speak too soon. Man, that's a dead even trade. Good job, guys. I'm just going to leave it at that. No need to say someone wins, someone loses. I love saying it normally. Dead even trade. Good work, boys. All right, well, I'll see you next week. Don't know what this was. I should have a new sign up. Off. Vote on your sign off. All right, bye.